I'm live. What's up, YouTube? My name is Bill. Welcome to KO Bets. I'm working off of a laptop here. My setup it's not working, so I got to do some computer repair. We got to break down UFC Fight Night. Cannonier taking on Borrahlo. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're getting into it. If you hear some stuff, I got a kid on the dirt bike just ripping around on the sidewalk outside. First fight of the night, we got Wang Kong taking on Victoria Leonardo. Wang Kong, this is her UFC debut. She's a very good striker, has shown good grappling so far in MMA, but probably most known for her striking. She's taking on Victoria Leonardo, who just isn't looking very good thus far in the UFC. We saw her get finished in round one, her last fight, Natalia Silva. Melissa Gatto finished her. Fior. Oh, man. Those are tough opponents, though. But still, I think she's going to get her ass kicked. So we're going to go with Kong Wang. I think Kong Wang is able to get some sort of finish in this fight. I like the knockout at minus 110. Big improvement over minus 1,200 odds. I also kind of like after round one. So I don't know if it's going to be possible to build a same game parlay with this one, but I kind of like round two for the knockout result for Kong Wang. Oops. The next fight is Zigomantis Ramaska taking on Nathan Fletcher. Let's check out the Sherdag. Debut. All 9 wins inside the distance. 10 out of 11 fights have ended inside the distance. 0-1 in decisions. So we're liking the finish, I think, in this one. I mean, Nathan Fletcher's the favorite. I saw he's coming off of Cage Warriors. Kind of makes sense. That's a very deep promotion. I'm going to guess Fletcher's the better grappler in this matchup, and we can give Maraska the stand-up advantage. But let's go with Nathan Fletcher to get it done. Neither one of these dudes has ever been submitted. They've both been knocked out before. So let's check out when the Sherdog on these guys again. A lot of early finishes, but some late finishes, round 3. A knee, guessing he was going for a takedown against Wooding there. Give me Nathan Fletcher to get this done, and we'll say he gets the submission. He's able to crank up the neck and a rear naked choke and get the decision there. All right, the next fight of the night is Jacqueline Cavalcanti taking on Josiane Nunez. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Josiane Nunez. She doesn't appear to have an ability to touch her opponent on a consistent basis in the stand-up. I think Cavalcanti's gonna be a much better striker from an output perspective, be more efficient, land more, throw more. So I think that's Jacqueline's path to victory. Nunez, she's going to have to be the moment winner and connect on something big. It's just like the way she throws punches because she's so short. It's like a battle for her to get over the lead shoulder of her opponents, and with with her rear hand, and it just doesn't. I don't know. She's not that good. And so I'm fading her. I'm going to go with Jacqueline to get a decision victory here. Could be a fairly close fight if she's able to, Josian's able to crack Jacqueline. But I think ultimately Jacqueline figures out how to get this one done, wins a decision at -110. The next fight is Vyacheslav Borshev taking on James. Is it Lantop or Yantop? I think it might be Yantop. Borshev, like, I love watching Borshev strike, but he's just been getting his ass whooped by grapplers recently. So it's really nice to see him go up against James, he's gonna stand and bang with him. And I think Borshev's just gonna be the much better striker in this matchup. Definitely not looking, super durable as of late, but I'm gonna trust that Borshev, if there's no takedown threat, is going to look pretty dang good on the feet. -218 favorite. I think Borshev can hurt him and get the knockout. Has James ever been knocked out? No, just submitted twice. Yeah. So maybe it could be a decision. But I like Borshev a lot. I like Borshev. The next fight we've got is Zachary Reese taking on Jose Daniel Medina, who lost on Contender Series and is now making his debut. And yeah, we didn't see anything like to be excited about in Medina, minus his durability. Like he lost convincingly. It was a good fight, and it takes two to tango. So but Zach Reese is probably gonna hurt him pretty bad. He's gonna carry a lot more power. Was it like Magomed? Yeah, he's gonna carry more power than Magomed, but he could also find a submission potentially in this fight. The only part where it could get a little bit interesting is Zach Reese has a lot of early finishes. So going up against a durable opponent, yeah, I mean, they're all in round one. So going up against a pretty durable opponent, like maybe it would be wise to explore something outside of the first round. Maybe the longer the fight gets extended, maybe we see Zach Reese really start to gas out and get not get faded, but fade. And I'm gonna go with Zach Reese to get the round one finish. Yeah, but I mean, it might be wise to hedge a little bit with something outside of round one in this fight. Let's see what the odds makers think. Like round one, they have it priced at -105, so maybe there's an opportunity to go over a round and a half, and like I don't know. Yeah, Zach Reese, heavy favorite, round one knockout, +165. I think that's likely. But yeah, it might be wise to just like sprinkle a little bit to hedge on something outside of round one. The over/under set at 1.5. The over's at +140 there. So, that's, play it smart, but maybe it's wise to do that given Medina's durability. But I do think Zach Reese is going to be he's going to react to his strikes a lot differently than he did to Magomed's. Dennis Bazooka taking on Francis Marshall. So Francis Marshall, I think, is stepping in on short notice against Dennis Bazooka. Dennis Bazooka is fighting with Aljamain and Murad and those dudes, but I mean, he's not shown like any crazy flashes of grappling ability or crazy power or um, elite striking. He's just kind of a well-rounded fighter, and he's taking on Francis Marshall, who I'm a big fan of. He's coming off of 2 losses. I think his debut and his second fight in the UFC were losses, but here's a dude who, like, providing he's not getting hurt, uh, he does have a lot of the tools to be a minute winner against a fighter like Dennis. Um, yeah, he's got to get some takedowns. I think he could probably do that if he's persistent and doesn't give up on him. And then as far as the output, I know landed per minute here, it reflects something different, but I think Marshall's going to have the greater level of activity. So I just like Marshall in a lot of ways in this fight. I think he wins a decision. He's the -135 favorite, and odds makers agree with the decision result. On short notice, like it is short notice, but he's coming off of 2 losses. You got to think he's training hard, trying to get off the L train, and like he's probably ready. I mean, he's a wrestler. Edmund Shabazian taking on Gerald Mearshart, and I think this one's kind of similar to the Zach Reese fight, except where you got like one guy, Edmund Shabazian, who's we've seen him extended though, so we know what he looks like outside of round 1, and he's tired, right? So if Gerald Mearshart is able to survive round 1, get out of round 1, I like the live bet opportunity at the end of round 1. I'm sure he'll be down. Maybe even if it looks like he's going to survive, last minute, last 30 seconds, you can throw something in there because it'll get hit hard live, the line. But yeah, I think I'm going to ultimately go with Edmund Shabazian to get it done via round 1 knockout. We've seen Gerald Mearshart hurt before in the UFC, and yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, give me Edmund to get it done. He is the favorite, -345. Winning method, I like the round 1 knockout at +200. And then, yeah, we could potentially see this line grow if the fight starts to get extended. But maybe even it's safe to hedge with the +275 there, right out of the gate. So the next fight we've got is, and then you're screwed if Edmund wins in round 2 or a decision. Next fight we've got is Neil Magny taking on Michael Morales. I'm a big Michael Morales fan. I look back for Neil Magny, and I don't think it's going to be the same fight, but against Ian Gary, he just got leg kicked like crazy, and that's something that sticks out in Morales's game is the strong leg kicks that he's able to throw. He's a really good striker, carries good power too, could potentially hurt Magny. And then as far as grappling ability, he's shown he's pretty strong, has good technique there. So he's just a really well-rounded young fighter. And this is a great test for him on his way to contender status. You got to go out there and beat Neil Magny. I think he can do it, and I think we'll kind of figure out pretty early if he's able to. But Neil Magny, good Muay Thai. I think he was long perceived to be and he still is kind of that gatekeeper. But I think he was perceived to be maybe a tougher riddle to crack than he actually is. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Morales to get it done. I think it's likely a decision, but I guess the knockout is potentially possible too. Minus 900, and the decision's at minus 120. The knockout's at plus 180. Yeah. Over a round and a half's minus 280. I think Morales does have good power, but he's just so technically sound. think it I think it will get extended to a decision. Con Ulfi taking on Marin Santos. Let's take out the sheer dog on these boys. Okay. Marin Santos, 13-1, 7 knockouts, 6 decisions, 6-0, 1-0, or 1 knockout loss. Taking on Con Ulfi out of Australia, Genghis. Part of Australian top team, 11-2. Coming from LFA. Who fights at Piranha Vale Tudo? Where is Piranha Vale? Oh, Rio de Janeiro. I've seen enough. Give me the Brazilian. Give me the Brazilian striker. We saw Pitbull trains there. No knockout losses. Man, I don't like how these guys are